Hello, my name is Ed and I'm here today to talk to you about speeding up your WordPress website. Very important to do, because whenever you have a new person coming to visit your site, you don't want them to be greeted by a slow loading page that takes 5 seconds. You want a quick, snappy thing, instantly seeing what you're about. Let's have a look and see what we can do about it. First up, let's have a chat about image optimization. Now, say you've taken a picture on a DSLR. It's going to have a 6000 resolution. Now you don't want that. You're only going to be displaying most of the time on a max 2.5K wide monitors. What you got to do, first, resize your images. Make sure to resize your images to be the correct size for the website. We generally make a layout and work out roughly what percentage of the screen is taken up, then go into Photoshop and resize the images. Nice and simple in Photoshop, but a lot of these sort of image editing programs will let you do it. Once we've got these images in the correct size, the next step is making sure we've got the right file format. Generally we use PNGs or JPEGs. PNGs let us use transparency, so say we've got an image and we don't want to have just a square. We want a clear background you can see behind it. We'll make sure to use a PNG. So both JPEGs and PNGs, very lightweight image formats. However, not the lightest. What we do, once we've got these images uploaded to our site, is we'll run a plugin and it will convert these files into .webps. These are even lighter and again take even less time to load, and it's incredible the power of plugins. We'll go through plugins a lot more later. It's not just your images that need optimizing, it's actually your scripts as well. So be that JavaScript or CSS. Now you can do this manually. If you've got that programming knowledge, you can go in and manually make sure you've got the minimum amount of code you need and you've not got anything excess sitting there. It is also possible to do this through plugins, surprisingly enough, and it'll just minify the amount of code on those pages, again leading to faster loading sites. Very, very important. Another important part of optimizing a page and speeding it up is caching. So the way caching works, whenever you load a site initially, it has to load all the data from the main server. But if you've got caching set up properly, it can have certain posts, certain parts of a page that will actually stay in your temporary files on the desktop and not need to be reloaded every time. Really useful for speeding up a site, because it means when you've got repeat visitors coming back, they're having an even faster experience than they did the first time viewing the page. It's important to remember whenever you're dealing with caching is if you're making a change on that site is you need to refresh the cache. This is important because if you're not doing this, you might have a user that's got previously cached stuff that doesn't interact well with the new site. In terms of how you delete this cache, a lot of hosting sites will just have a delete cache button and that'll just wipe it, so it forces a user whenever they revisit the page to download everything again and recache the files needed. Another issue people can have when visiting a site is that the servers are hosted far, far away. Say, for example, I'm based in Europe, and I need to access a site whose company is based over in California. Now, we don't need the data coming all the way across from California, all those thousands of miles, really. What would be ideal is if we had a server based in Europe that had this data stored on it. Much faster time, a lot less delay for actually loading these pages. So how's this possible? Cloud delivery networks effectively have your data stored all around the world on different servers at once. So, what it checks, when a user tries to access the site, it's like, aha, this server here in Europe, closest one, let's just send them the data from there. It also makes it more reliable, because say for example, you had your data only stored in California, and something happened to the data site, say it caught fire, something went wrong with it like that, then what are you going to do? The data's all lost, but with cloud delivery networks, because it's stored all around the world, you don't have that problem. You always effectively got a backup version of it available at any time. So in summary, CDNs, closer servers, more reliable, just really good to have. Now, how do you get a CDN? Well, it turns out a lot of your hosting programs will already have it built in. You just need to turn it on. It's as simple as that. Just go into the settings, look for CDN or cloud delivery network, tick the button, and away you go. And that'll just enable it so they can store your data all across the world. One last option might be to get faster servers. Now, faster servers cost a lot more, but they do give that snappy response time that we're after. It all depends though on how many visitors you're going to have, where these visitors are from, what the demands of the site are like. If it's lightweight, not that much multimedia or anything like that, then maybe you can get away with a slightly cheaper hosting platform. Cheaper platforms include Ionos, GoDaddy, both very reliable, been out there quite a long time, and have a lot of reviews to back them up. If you do want to spend the money though, you can't really go wrong with Amazon Web Services. There's a reason they're a big name and they're used by huge companies around the world. They're reliable, fast, and expensive, but like we've just said, if you've got the budget to spend, it's a guaranteed way to speed up your site. I said we'd be talking about plugins a bit later, and here we are. So there's actually plugins that do all of this caching, this optimization, and everything for you. One we've used recently is Nitro Pack. We used this on our own site, went from a 60 score on Google's Page Insights Analytics, all the way up to a 99, which is right near the top. And this was using the free version. It does depend on how many page views and how much bandwidth you're getting as to whether the free version is going to be good enough or if you're going to need to splash out for a paid one. But again, the paid one's quite reasonable. It goes up in a scaling system, so as you get more views, you just pay a bit more, and you're not effectively paying for more than you need. So these all-in-one plugins are great, but, and it's quite a big but, make sure to check all of the settings. If you don't, you might have something accidentally turned on you don't realize, and it's going to screw up the site. Maybe it even makes it load even slower than before you did it. That would be impressive, mind you, but it's always worth going in and checking you understand what you've turned on, what it's doing, and what the benefits are for you. Other plugins that we've used before Nitro Pack are Lightspeed Cache, like I mentioned earlier, WP Smush, WP Rocket, all very good options and not exactly expensive either. Thank you guys for watching this little video about speeding up your WordPress website. If you've got any tips and tricks that you'd like to share, let us know in the comments. And also if there's anything you want to see us cover in the future, pop it down below. To never miss another video from us, click that subscribe button and go and check out our new website. We relaunched it a couple of weeks ago. Love to hear what you guys think. Until next time, I've been Ed, and I'll see you then.